My name is William Ayotte. I'm based in the UK. I live in Wales. I'm a poet, an author. I'm very interested in how we can marry different kinds of thinking and talking today. So I'm really looking forward to this morning.
Hi everybody, Donna Ivey. I am in the Gold Coast, a beautiful sunny northern Australia in the tropics. And my specialty or my passion is education. My hope for today is to gain inspiration from everybody who is in this convening and their perspectives, their wisdom.
Hello, I'm Stein. I'm the boring economist around the table. I work at the OECD, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and more specifically, I work in the Employment, Labor and Social Affairs Directorate of the OECD. And at the moment, I'm particularly focused on artificial intelligence and its impact on the labor market. I have never been invited to such a diverse group, so I'm really curious to listen and hear what others have to say on the future of work.
Hi everyone, I'm Marcus. I'm based in Mumbai in India, and it's incredible to be with you all. I am at my core a biologist, scientist, medical doctor. I'm a science geek. I love the human body and brain. I'm always attracted to this idea of sharing wisdom, and the whole idea of even convening a set of people to weave wisdom together is a very attractive proposition. I think it's something the world needs a lot more of. It's certainly something we've all learned on reflection through 2020, and fascinated by the subject and hope to contribute in a positive way.
For me, purpose and belonging at work starts with the organization, and it starts with the leaders in the organization. And we have had 150 years of directorial leadership, which is about control. It's about command and control. And we are moving into a time in history that I believe where the empowering leadership is going to be the mantra for bringing conditions of work in the same structures that we deal with today. It's all about behaviors.
I think it's been very clear, the narrative shift that's happened in the last 12, 14, 15 months now, the competitive advantage of well-being. Well-being is the foundation upon which you build performance, productivity, attributes of success, etc. A lot of the dialogue has evolved so quickly in the last few months. Chief well-being officers being appointed with many of these organizations.
I don't think work has offered the promise that our society generally has offered us in terms of choice, in terms of being able to be self-determined in our identity. And I certainly do not believe that work has offered a place for us to feel a sense of belonging. I don't think it has any of the characteristics of community. And I think that purpose is hard won for so many people.
I do think there are big risks of some of the negative impacts of the future falling primarily on some groups who are already disadvantaged. And I think that's our biggest concern going forward. We've seen inequalities rise in most OECD countries for the last few decades. They're at their highest point that we've seen for a long, long time. In many emerging economies, they have been declining, but they're still astronomically high. And the question is to what extent that is sustainable. Most of the jobs that are being created are high-skilled jobs. The question is whether we're leaving people behind and how we're making sure that we can get these people also to benefit from the opportunities that arise.
Obviously, we have people that need to work to live, to survive, to feed their family, to not starve. I just feel like that shouldn't be separate to the fact that work should be meaningful as well, or can be meaningful as well. It can be meaningful and a means to survive.
I was very moved by what Stein said, reading Steinbeck and reminding me of the grinding horror of my parents' generation. I'm just a little bit older than the rest of you. My parents' generation lived that 10 years, a decade of grinding horror.
I think the future is something that we jointly decide on. It's between employers, between workers and government. We need to have a discussion about what kind of future we want.
People say we're looking for a meaning. What we're actually looking for is an experience of being alive.
I think human beings are capable of a lot more than we've given them credit for in the last couple of 100 years.
I think it's reinforced the importance of that in the success of a business, how important relationships are.
People become important now, and they always should have been.